Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling restless, or noticed your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be? Maybe you chalk it up to just getting older, thinking these little changes are normal and nothing to worry about. But what if it's not just age? What if these everyday signs are warnings from your brain that something important is being overlooked? Many seniors quietly struggle with these symptoms, brushing them off as part of life, yet they can be the early whispers of serious health risks like stroke. In this video, I'm going to share what shocked me as a brain doctor: the surprising connection between some common fruits and stroke risk that many people don't realize. Stick around, because by the end, you'll discover simple changes you can make to protect your brain and keep enjoying life fully. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. For so many older Americans, mornings begin with small routines. Maybe reading the newspaper over a cup of coffee, or taking a gentle walk through the neighborhood while the sun rises. On the surface, life feels steady, sometimes even peaceful. But for many, there's also a quiet worry lingering in the background. An occasional slip of memory, a stumble on the stairs, or a nagging feeling of fatigue that just doesn't seem to go away. Often, these little signs are brushed aside. It's just part of getting older, we tell ourselves, or perhaps we hear it from our friends and family. But have you ever wondered if those little things might mean something more? Let's pause for a moment and consider a question most people never ask. What if those forgotten names, that lingering dizziness, or the way you seem to tire more quickly these days aren't just harmless signs of aging? What if they are gentle warnings from your body, especially your brain, trying to get your attention before something more serious happens? We all know someone who seemed perfectly fine one day, and then suddenly, their life changed because of a stroke. It's a story that plays out in communities across America every day, touching families of every background and every walk of life. Here's the truth. Every year in the United States, nearly 800,000 people experience a stroke. Of those, the vast majority are over 65. It's not just a frightening statistic, it's a wake-up call. Stroke is one of the leading causes of long-term disability and the loss of independence for seniors. It's the second most common reason older Americans end up needing help with daily activities or moving to assisted living. A stroke can take away more than just physical strength. It can affect speech, memory, mobility, and even the ability to recognize loved ones. For many, the real fear isn't just about their well-being. It's the possibility of becoming a burden on their children or spouse, or losing the freedom they cherish. You might ask, why does stroke seem to target older people? The answer lies in the natural changes that come with aging. As we grow older, our blood vessels become less flexible and more prone to clogging or breaking. Tiny clots or ruptures, which the body could once recover from, now pose a much greater threat. On top of that, the nervous system becomes more sensitive to changes in blood pressure, blood sugar, and even small imbalances caused by diet or medication. A healthy lifestyle in your 40s and 50s might have been enough to keep trouble at bay, but after 65, the game changes. Suddenly, even small choices, like what you eat for breakfast or how much fruit you add to your salad, can tip the scales for or against your brain's health. But here's the good news. Understanding this risk doesn't mean you need to live in fear or give up the things you love. It simply means paying attention and making a few smart choices every day. Start by listening to your body. Are you noticing headaches that last longer than usual, confusion that seems to come out of nowhere, or trouble with balance? Don't ignore these signs. Keep an eye on your blood pressure and blood sugar. If you aren't sure what your numbers should be, talk to your doctor. Most clinics and pharmacies offer quick, simple checks for free or at a low cost. When it comes to food, the message isn't to give up all your favorites or eat bland, boring meals. Instead, focus on balance. Choose fresh fruits in reasonable portions and pair them with protein, fiber, or healthy fats to slow down the absorption of sugar. Remember that some fruits, especially those that are very sweet or dried, can spike your blood sugar quickly. Try adding a handful of nuts to your breakfast, or enjoy fruit as part of a meal rather than on its own. Small adjustments like these can protect your blood vessels and reduce your risk over time. Let me tell you about Evelyn, a retired teacher from Ohio. 4 years, she struggled with forgetfulness and the occasional dizzy spell, but chalked it up to senior moments. One day, after a mild stroke landed her in the hospital, Evelyn made a decision. She wanted to do everything she could to stay independent and keep her mind sharp. With her doctor's guidance, she started tracking her blood pressure, made changes to her breakfast routine, and included more whole grains and vegetables in her meals. Within months, Evelyn noticed her energy returning, and she felt more in control. Most importantly, she gained the peace of mind that comes with knowing she was doing everything possible to care for her brain and body. If there's one message to take from this, it's that you're not powerless. Every day, you have the opportunity to make choices, big and small, that can shape your future. You don't have to face these challenges alone, and you certainly don't have to give up the joys of life. Instead, let your curiosity lead you. Learn about your risks, ask questions, and remember that the little steps you take today can make all the difference tomorrow. Your independence, your memories, and your time with loved ones are worth protecting, one mindful decision at a time. For as long as most of us can remember, fruit has carried a kind of golden reputation. Maybe you have childhood memories of your mother handing you a fresh apple as a snack, or perhaps you recall packing little bags of grapes or orange slices for your own kids' lunches. Doctors, TV shows, and even friendly neighbors have all repeated the same message: eat more fruit, it's the healthiest thing you can do. It's such a common belief that most of us don't even question it. We reach for bananas, a handful of raisins, or a glass of fruit juice, thinking we're making the best possible choice for our bodies, especially as we get older and want to protect our health. After all, how could something so natural and sweet ever do us harm? But here's a question we don't hear often enough. Could there be a point when fruit, yes, even fruit, might not be as safe as we think, especially for older adults? What if the rules about healthy eating change as our bodies age? It's a surprising thought and maybe even a little unsettling, but it's an important one to explore. Let's look a little deeper. As we grow older, our bodies change in ways we often don't notice until we start to feel different. The truth is, the way we process sugar, even the natural sugars found in fruit, slows down as we age. In our younger years, our bodies could easily handle the quick rush of fructose from a ripe peach or a big glass of orange juice. But after 65, things begin to shift. The pancreas, which helps control blood sugar, doesn't respond quite as quickly. Our blood vessels, once elastic and strong, become a bit stiffer and more fragile. This means the sugar in fruit enters the bloodstream faster and can cause spikes that are harder to manage. These spikes might seem harmless at first, but over time, they can quietly raise blood pressure and even put extra strain on the tiny vessels in the brain. For seniors, especially those with a history of high blood pressure or diabetes, this extra stress can increase the risk of heart issues or stroke, even if you're doing everything else right. That's the hidden side of fruit that almost nobody talks about. It's not just about what you eat, but how your body handles it now that you're older. So, does that mean you have to give up fruit entirely? Not. Fruit is still packed with vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants that your body needs. The key is to enjoy it in ways that work for you now, not just the way you did when you were 20 or 30. One gentle strategy is to pay attention to which fruits you choose and how you eat them. For example, instead of starting your morning with just a big bowl of sweet fruit, try pairing a smaller serving with a scoop of Greek yogurt, a sprinkle of oats, or a handful of walnuts. This combination helps slow down how quickly the sugar enters your bloodstream, protecting your heart and brain from those sudden spikes. If you love fruit juice, consider having a small glass with a meal, rather than sipping it on its own. Juicing removes most of the fiber, making it easier for sugar to flood your system. Whole fruit, on the other hand, contains fiber that acts like a speed bump for sugar, allowing your body to absorb it more gradually. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let me tell you about Walter, a retired postal worker from Michigan. For most of his life, Walter prided himself on eating healthy. Every afternoon, he'd enjoy a bowl piled high with watermelon, grapes, and dried apricots. It wasn't until his doctor noticed his rising blood pressure and blood sugar levels that Walter started to wonder if there was something he was missing. With a little research and support, Walter swapped some of his high-sugar fruits for lower-sugar options like berries and apples and added a handful of almonds to his snack. Over the next few months, his energy returned, and his doctor was thrilled with his improved numbers. Walter never had to give up his love of fruit. He just learned how to enjoy it in a way that matched his body's needs. If you take away one idea from this, let it be this: our bodies are always changing, and what was once perfectly healthy might need a little adjustment as we age. Fruit is still a gift of nature, but the real wisdom is knowing how to enjoy it in a way that protects your heart and mind for years to come. So don't be afraid to make a few small changes. You're not losing out. You're gaining years of vibrant, independent living, one thoughtful choice at a time. The 5 fruits that can raise your stroke risk. Fruit number 1. Example: grapes. There's something timeless about a bowl of fresh grapes sitting on the kitchen counter. Maybe you reach for a handful in the afternoon, popping them into your mouth one by one while you read, watch the evening news, or chat with friends over the phone. Grapes are a staple at family picnics, church potlucks, and holiday gatherings. They're easy, refreshing, and seem like a guilt-free treat, especially if you're trying to avoid cookies or chips. For many, grapes feel like the perfect snack. Just wash and enjoy, no peeling or fuss. But here's a question we rarely stop to ask. Could this sweet, convenient fruit have a hidden side, especially for those of us over 65? We tend to think of all fruit as a free pass to good health. But grapes, despite their small size, are surprisingly high in natural sugar. Just 1 cup of grapes contains about 23 grams of sugar, which is roughly the same as a small candy bar. It's easy to eat more than you realize, especially when they're cold and juicy on a hot day. So why does this matter, especially as we get older? The answer lies in the way our bodies handle sugar. Grapes are packed with fructose, a type of natural sugar that's absorbed by your body very quickly, much faster than the sugar in, say, an apple or a pear. When you eat a handful of grapes, your blood sugar can rise sharply in a short amount of time. For younger people with strong, resilient blood vessels and an active metabolism, this might not cause much trouble. But as we age, our blood vessels become more delicate and less able to handle sudden changes. The brain's tiny capillaries are especially sensitive. If you have diabetes, prediabetes, or high blood pressure, a reality for millions of older Americans, these spikes can quietly harm. Each surge in blood sugar puts extra pressure on the lining of your blood vessels, making them stiffer and more prone to damage. Over time, this increases the risk for not only heart disease but also for small, silent strokes that can affect memory, balance, and independence. Sometimes the changes are so gradual that you don't notice until there's a bigger problem, like sudden confusion, vision changes, or trouble speaking. Now, before you get discouraged or feel like you have to say goodbye to grapes forever, take a deep breath. The good news is that you can still enjoy grapes and all their sweet, summer flavor. You just need a few gentle adjustments to keep things in balance. The first and simplest step is to watch your portions. Try measuring out a small bowl instead of snacking straight from the bag. You'll be surprised how quickly a few grapes can turn into half a pound without even noticing. Another easy strategy is to pair grapes with foods that are high in fiber or healthy fats. For example, combine a small handful of grapes with a serving of plain Greek yogurt, some cottage cheese, or a few walnuts. The protein and fiber will help slow down the absorption of sugar, preventing the sharp spikes that can be tough on your blood vessels. If you love adding grapes to salads, toss them with leafy greens, chickpeas, or avocado. This way, you get all the sweetness with added nutrition and a gentler impact on your body. It's also helpful to avoid eating grapes late at night, when your body is winding down and your metabolism is naturally slower. Enjoying them earlier in the day, as part of a meal or balanced snack, gives your body more time to process the sugar. And if you're keeping an eye on your blood sugar, consider checking it an hour or so after eating grapes. You might be surprised at how much of a difference a small change can make. Let me tell you about Mrs. Henderson, a retired nurse from Florida. She always loved grapes and would snack on them throughout the day, thinking she was doing everything right. But after her doctor mentioned a rise in her A1C and blood pressure, she decided to make a few tweaks. She measured out her grapes, paired them with almonds or yogurt, and stopped eating them after dinner. Within a few months, not only did her numbers improve, but she felt steadier and more energized. She still enjoys her grapes, just in a way that fits her new routine and respects her body's needs. So remember, enjoying grapes doesn't mean you're putting your health at risk. With a little mindfulness and a few practical habits, you can keep this classic snack in your life. Your body will thank you, and so will your heart and brain. Every small change adds up, and you deserve to savor every bite, confident that you're making the best choices for a vibrant, independent life. Fruit number 2. Example: overripe bananas. If you open the kitchen fruit bowl in many American homes, you'll often find bananas at every stage of ripeness, from green-tipped and firm to those soft, spotted ones that seem just perfect for a gentle snack or a quick bite before heading out the door. For countless older adults, overripe bananas hold a special place. They're easy to chew, extra sweet, and bring back fond memories of banana bread baking in the oven, or a simple slice with peanut butter for breakfast. It's easy to see why they're a favorite, especially if you're looking for something that's both comforting and kind to sensitive teeth. But here's a question most people never stop to ask. Could those soft, super sweet bananas carry a hidden risk, especially as we age? We all know bananas are loaded with potassium and are a healthy snack, right? But as bananas ripen, their starches turn almost entirely into simple sugars. The softer and more brown spotted they get, the more quickly those sugars are absorbed by your body, leading to fast, sharp spikes in blood sugar and insulin. For younger folks, this isn't usually a big deal, but for seniors, especially anyone managing diabetes, prediabetes, or blood pressure, those quick jumps can quietly put extra strain on your heart and blood vessels. The science behind it is straightforward. Overripe bananas are nature's version of fast-acting sugar. When you eat one, the body doesn't have to work hard to break down the sugars, so they hit your bloodstream quickly. This triggers a spike in insulin, the hormone that helps regulate blood sugar. It can also cause a temporary rise in blood pressure, which isn't something you want if your heart and blood vessels are already working overtime. Over time, these repeated spikes, even from something as innocent as a banana, can wear down your body's ability to keep things in balance, making you more vulnerable to heart issues and, yes, even strokes. So, what's a banana lover to do? The good news is, you don't have to give them up entirely. Bananas are still packed with nutrients, especially if you choose them at just the right moment. Try opting for yellow bananas, with only a few brown spots. These are ripe enough to be tasty but haven't developed as much fast-acting sugar as their mushier, darker cousins. If you're not sure, give the banana a gentle squeeze. If it's very soft or you can smell its sweetness before you even peel it, it's probably best saved for banana bread or to share with a grandchild who burns energy quickly. Another smart habit is to pair your banana with some healthy fats or protein. For example, slice a medium banana over a bowl of unsweetened Greek yogurt, or enjoy it with a handful of walnuts or almonds. The combination of protein and fiber helps slow down the absorption of sugar, giving your body more time to process it safely. If you enjoy bananas as a snack, try to stick with half a banana at a time, or spread them out so you're not eating several in one day. Even a small change like this can make a meaningful difference for your heart and brain health over the long run. Let me share a real story. Mr. Carter, a retired school principal from Indiana, always started his morning with a soft, overripe banana, and a cup of coffee. When his doctor told him his blood sugar was inching up, he felt puzzled. He was doing what he thought was healthy. With a little encouragement, he switched to firmer bananas and added a tablespoon of peanut butter for breakfast. He still enjoyed the sweetness he loved, but within a few months, his blood sugar and energy levels both improved. I realized I didn't have to say goodbye to bananas, just hello to a new way of eating them, he said. So if you love bananas, don't worry, you're not alone, and you're not making a mistake. Just a few mindful tweaks can make your favorite fruit work for you, not against you. With a little attention to ripeness and smart pairing, you can keep enjoying the comfort and taste of bananas for years to come, while protecting your heart, brain, and independence. Remember, small changes truly add up, and you deserve to enjoy life's simple pleasures with confidence and good health. Fruit number 3. Example: pineapple. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. There's something undeniably joyful about the taste of pineapple. Its golden, juicy sweetness reminds many of us of family barbecues, summer picnics, and those cheerful fruit trays at holiday gatherings. Maybe you love adding a few chunks of pineapple to your cottage cheese for lunch, or you enjoy sipping a cold glass of pineapple juice on a warm afternoon. For many older adults, pineapple feels like a special treat, a taste of the tropics right at home. It's no wonder this fruit shows up so often at potlucks and Sunday brunches across America. But here's something you may not have considered. While pineapple is delicious and packed with vitamin C, it comes with its own set of surprises, especially for those of us over 65. Did you know that pineapple is one of the most acidic fruits and is also loaded with natural sugars? It might seem harmless, but the combination of acid and sugar can spell trouble for sensitive stomachs and aging bodies. Let's talk about why this matters. As we age, our digestive systems naturally become more delicate. Many older adults already experience heartburn, acid reflux, or mild tummy troubles from time to time. The acids in pineapple can irritate the lining of your stomach and intestines, leading to discomfort, especially if you eat a lot of it or enjoy it on an empty stomach. And while the sweetness is satisfying, the sugar in pineapple is absorbed quickly, leading to those fast spikes and drops in blood sugar that can leave you feeling shaky or tired. For people managing diabetes, prediabetes, or even just trying to protect their heart and brain health, these swings can quietly increase the risk of bigger problems over time. What's happening here? The science is simple. As the body ages, it processes both acids and sugars differently. That means foods that once caused no trouble might now lead to discomfort or even worsen underlying health issues. Pineapple juice, in particular, is a hidden culprit. It's tasty but stripped of fiber, making it even easier for sugar and acid to flood your system all at once. This not only upsets the stomach but can put extra stress on blood vessels, especially the tiny, fragile ones in your brain. Over time, repeated swings in blood sugar and blood pressure can increase the risk of stroke and other serious health challenges. So, what should you do if you love pineapple? The good news is you don't have to give it up entirely. Enjoying pineapple mindfully can let you savor its bright flavor while still protecting your health. One helpful strategy is to eat pineapple with protein-rich foods, such as cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a handful of cashews. The protein and fat help slow down sugar absorption and buffer the acid, making it easier on your stomach and your blood sugar levels. Another smart habit is to choose fresh pineapple in moderation, rather than canned varieties, which often have extra syrup, or pure pineapple juice, which delivers all the sugar and acid with none of the helpful fiber. It's also wise to pay attention to how your body responds. If you notice heartburn or digestive discomfort after eating pineapple, try a smaller serving or mix it into a larger meal. Some people find that just a few pieces, paired with breakfast or lunch, are easy to handle, while a big bowl or a tall glass of juice causes problems. Everybody is different, and learning what works for you is part of taking good care of yourself. Let me share the story of Linda, a retired librarian from Georgia. Linda always looked forward to her Sunday brunch, where pineapple was a highlight. Over time, though, she noticed her stomach felt unsettled and her blood sugar numbers started creeping up. Her doctor suggested simple changes. Cut back on juice, pair pineapple with protein, and choose smaller portions. Within a few weeks, Linda was back to enjoying brunch without the discomfort or worry. Remember, taking care of yourself doesn't mean saying goodbye to the foods you love. It means learning to enjoy them in a way that fits your needs now, not just how you ate them years ago. With a few small tweaks, you can still savor pineapple's sweetness, stay comfortable, and keep your heart and brain strong. It's all about balance and making choices that help you feel your best, so you can keep making memories at every family gathering and sunny picnic for years to come. Fruit number 4. Example: mango. There's something about mangoes that just feels like summer. Maybe it's their sunset orange color, the juicy sweetness, or the way a slice of mango can turn an ordinary day into a little celebration. For many older adults, mangoes are a childhood memory. Enjoyed at picnics, brought home from the grocery store when they were in season, or sliced up and shared with grandchildren in the backyard. They're a favorite in fruit salads, smoothies, and even just eaten straight from the skin, the juice running down your hands as you laugh and talk with loved ones. But here's a question worth considering, especially as we get older. Could these delicious, ripe mangoes be a hidden challenge for our health? It's not something most people think about. After all, mangoes are fruit, and fruit is supposed to be good for you, right? Yet, when it comes to ripe mangoes, the story is a little more complicated, especially for seniors who are keeping an eye on their weight, cholesterol, or blood sugar. The truth is, ripe mangoes are among the sweetest fruits you'll find at the store. Just one medium mango can have up to 45 grams of sugar, more than a candy bar. Add in the calories, and it's easy to see how eating mangoes regularly, or in large portions, can start to add up. All that sugar, especially when eaten on its own, can quickly raise your blood sugar and insulin levels. Over time, this can lead to weight gain, make it harder to manage cholesterol, and even contribute to clogged arteries, the very things we want to avoid as we work to protect our hearts and brains in our later years. Science tells us that as we age, our metabolism slows, and our bodies don't burn off sugar and calories as quickly as they once did. That means those big slices of mango we enjoyed in our younger days can have a bigger impact now. High blood sugar and extra weight can quietly raise the risk for heart disease, stroke, and other chronic problems. The sweetness that once felt so harmless can become a hidden challenge if we're not careful. But here's the good news. You don't have to cross mangoes off your shopping list. Instead, it's all about enjoying them in ways that are gentle on your body. First, practice moderation. Treat mango like a special dessert, not an everyday snack. Savor a few slices, rather than eating a whole mango in one sitting. If you're preparing fruit salad, add extra berries, apples, or citrus to balance out the sweetness and cut back on portion size. Another smart habit is to choose firmer, less ripe mangoes. These still have plenty of flavor, but less sugar than the soft, super sweet ones. Try pairing mango with dark leafy greens, like in a salad with spinach or arugula, and add a handful of walnuts or pumpkin seeds. The fiber and healthy fat will slow down how quickly your body absorbs the sugar, keeping your energy steady and your blood sugar more stable. If you like smoothies, toss in some kale, chia seeds, or a scoop of plain yogurt alongside your mango to balance things out. Let me tell you about Ron, a retired firefighter from Arizona, who always looked forward to mango season. He'd slice up a big bowl every evening, thinking it was a healthy treat. When his doctor noticed his cholesterol creeping up and mentioned he'd gained a few pounds, Ron was surprised. "But I'm eating fruit," he protested. Together, they worked out a new routine. Ron now enjoys mango in smaller portions, mixed into a green salad or with a handful of nuts. He still gets the sweet taste he loves, but his numbers are back on track, and he feels lighter and more energetic than he has in years. The truth is, loving mangoes isn't a mistake. Our bodies just need a little more help managing sugar as we age, and that's nothing to feel bad about. With a little planning and some clever pairings, You can keep enjoying this summer favorite for many seasons to come. Remember, you deserve the sweet things in life. Just savor them wisely, and your heart and brain will thank you for years to come. Fruit number 5. Example: dried fruits, raisins, etc. If you walk through any American pantry, you're bound to find a box of raisins, a jar of dried apricots, or maybe a bag of mixed dried fruit somewhere on the shelf. For many of us, these snacks are little bursts of nostalgia, packed into lunchboxes as children, sprinkled over oatmeal in the morning, or tucked away for road trips and holiday baking. They're easy, don't spoil quickly, and seem like a wholesome way to satisfy a sweet tooth. For older adults, dried fruits often feel like a convenient snack, especially for those who want something soft and quick that doesn't require peeling or chopping. But here's a question worth asking. Are dried fruits as harmless as we think? Most of us see them as a healthier alternative to candy or cookies, a natural source of sweetness and energy. But if you've never turned over the package and looked at the nutrition label, you might be in for a surprise. The truth is, dried fruits are nature's sugar bombs. When fruit is dried, almost all of the water is removed, leaving the sugars and calories behind in a much smaller, concentrated package. Just one small box of raisins, something you could finish in a few bites, contains as much sugar as a can of soda. And because dried fruit is easy to eat quickly and in larger amounts, it's common to take in a lot more sugar and calories than you'd ever get from eating fresh fruit. For seniors, whose metabolism and blood vessels are more sensitive, this can be a bigger problem than most people realize. Let's talk about what happens inside your body. When you eat dried fruits, the concentrated sugar hits your bloodstream quickly, spiking your blood sugar and, over time, increasing your risk of insulin resistance, high blood pressure, and cholesterol problems. Dried fruit also tends to stick to your teeth, raising the risk for dental problems, especially if your mouth is already dry due to age or medication. For those living with diabetes or prediabetes, or anyone concerned about stroke and heart health, this extra sugar load can be a risk, even when you think you're snacking smart. So what's the solution? Do you need to swear off dried fruit forever? No, tot. The key is all about portion control and pairing. Instead of snacking on handful after handful of raisins or dried cranberries, try treating dried fruit as a garnish, a sprinkle on your morning oatmeal, a few pieces mixed into a salad, or just a couple added to your trail mix. Stick with small servings, about a tablespoon or two, and always try to pair dried fruits with nuts, seeds, or yogurt to slow down the sugar rush and add some healthy fat and protein. It also helps to read labels carefully. Some packaged dried fruits are coated with extra sugar or syrup, making them even sweeter than nature intended. Choose unsweetened varieties whenever possible, and remember that a little goes a long way. For a real treat, try swapping in fresh fruit like berries, apple slices, or orange segments. These are full of fiber and water, so you feel satisfied without overdoing the sugar. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let me tell you about Helen, a retired school bus driver from Pennsylvania. She loved adding dried cranberries to her cereal every morning and would snack on dried apricots during the afternoon. But after her doctor pointed out a rise in her blood sugar and cholesterol, Helen was determined to make a change. She started measuring her dried fruit, using it as a topping instead of a main ingredient, and paired it with a handful of walnuts or sunflower seeds. She also rediscovered her love for fresh fruit, which she now enjoys with every meal. Within a few months, Helen's energy returned, her cravings lessened, and her blood work improved. So remember, enjoying dried fruits doesn't mean putting your health at risk. You just need to be mindful about how much and how often you indulge. A little sweetness can brighten your day and connect you to cherished memories, but moderation is the real secret. Your heart, brain, and smile will thank you for making thoughtful choices. Aging well is about finding that balance, embracing both the treats and the wisdom that comes with experience, so you can savor every season of life. After learning about the hidden risks that certain fruits can pose as we age, it's natural to feel a little unsure about what's safe to eat. But the good news is that enjoying fruit is possible. You just need a few smart habits to keep it both delicious and healthy. Many older adults find that these gentle adjustments don't take away from life's pleasures, but make meals more satisfying and leave them feeling better throughout the day. One of the most important tips is to choose fresh fruits that are naturally lower in sugar and higher in fiber. Think crisp apples, juicy oranges, refreshing grapefruit, or a bowl of colorful berries. These fruits are not only packed with vitamins and antioxidants, but their natural fiber helps slow the absorption of sugar, preventing those rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar that can drain your energy or put stress on your heart. When you reach for fruit at the grocery store, pick varieties that are in season, and try to enjoy a range of colors. Each color brings its health benefits. Another simple but powerful habit is to eat fruit as part of a meal, rather than alone or late at night. When you enjoy fruit with protein or healthy fats, like adding blueberries to your morning oatmeal, orange slices to a spinach salad, or apple chunks with a slice of cheddar cheese, your body digests the sugars more slowly. This means you get steady energy and avoid overwhelming your bloodstream with a sugar rush. It also helps you feel fuller for longer, making it easier to maintain a healthy weight and avoid mindless snacking. Portion size is also key, especially for those of us whose metabolism has slowed a bit with age. It's easy to underestimate just how much sugar can be hiding in a big bowl of fruit salad or a generous helping of grapes. Try to stick with small portions, a handful of berries, a medium apple, or half a banana at a time. Remember, you're not depriving yourself. You're helping your body work at its best, so you can keep enjoying your favorite fruits without worry. Combining fruit with other nutrient-rich foods is a game changer for most seniors. Adding a scoop of plain Greek yogurt, a sprinkle of walnuts or almonds, or tossing fruit into a green salad gives you extra protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Not only does this help control blood sugar, but it also makes your snacks and meals more interesting and satisfying. These combinations are especially helpful for people managing diabetes or high blood pressure, since they protect your blood vessels and keep your energy levels steady throughout the day. Finally, get in the habit of listening to your body. If you notice that eating certain fruits leaves you feeling jittery, sleepy, or just off, try cutting back and see how you feel. For those who monitor their blood sugar, check your numbers an hour or two after eating fruit to see how your body responds. Everyone is a little different, and a personalized approach is always best. Don't be afraid to talk with your doctor or a dietitian about your favorite fruits and how to enjoy them safely. Staying healthy after 65 isn't about giving up all the foods you love. It's about making choices that help you feel your best. With a little mindfulness, you can keep fruit as a happy, colorful part of your daily routine, protecting your heart, your brain, and your independence for years to come. As we come to the end of this video, I hope you feel empowered, not fearful, about making choices that support your health and happiness. Aging brings its own unique set of challenges, but it also offers us the wisdom to adapt, grow, and cherish each new day. The truth is, the habits we develop now, no matter our age, can have a powerful impact on the years ahead. Fruits are one of life's simple joys, and you deserve to keep them in your life. The key is balance. By choosing fresh, high-fiber fruits, enjoying them as part of a meal, and listening to what your body tells you, you're giving yourself the gift of good health and energy. Remember, moderation doesn't mean missing out. It means making thoughtful choices so you can savor every sweet bite without worry. You are not alone on this journey. Millions of seniors across America are learning how to eat well, move more, and protect their hearts and minds. Share what you've learned with your friends, your family, or your community. Small conversations can spark big changes and help others make better choices, too. Above all, be kind to yourself. Celebrate every healthy choice, but don't stress over the occasional treat. Life is about enjoying the moments, family dinners, laughter with friends, and even that juicy slice of fruit on a sunny day. Thank you for joining me today. Your commitment to your well-being inspires those around you. Here's to many more years of vibrant health, clear minds, and the freedom to live each day on your terms. Stay curious, stay strong, and never stop savoring life's sweetest gifts.